everybody? So as you may know, Megan Thee Stallion took the oh my God, that's a jump scare for your ass. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Go play in some traffic. Don't play with me. Oh, this shit gon' get graphic. They say that I'm the blueprint. Yeah, they calling me schematic.
First of all, before we get down into all the details, I would just like to say that Megan Thee Stallion came out there with that beautiful purple on, and she had on that, what do you call it, Law and Order wig. And I was just like, yeah, that's the nail in the coffin. When she come out here, when y'all see these people come out here and it's Law and Order Bob, you should be running and hiding, all right? And it would be very easy for Tory Lanez ass to do, and that's all I'm gonna say. He came out here running around with his kid to the courtroom. I'm just like, do you think that's gonna help your case? Do you think that's gonna help your case? Let's get into it. All of the information you can find in my description box. I'm gonna be taking information from 3 articles that came from the LA Times, Rolling Stone, and Law and Crime. Like I said, if you wanna read them in full, make sure you check it out. Please follow along, girl. We gotta get through all of it. We gotta get through all this stuff, right? So first, let's start with the facts, okay? First of all, Megan is not on trial, all right? And the court case is not called Megan Pete versus Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez. It's called the state of California versus Daystar Peterson. Like, get into it. It's not like Megan and Tory are fighting in court. Tory's fighting against the goddamn state. Okay, so now these people, and including the people on social media, now, since it cannot be denied that Megan got shot, now they're arguing about who actually shot Megan. I'm just like, wow, interesting how the goalposts are moving. So now they're arguing that it was Kelsey Harris, who was also in the car when it happened. Kelsey Harris who shot her. And now Kelsey has to take her ass up here to testify. Obviously, I'm sure she wants to combat that. The fact that Tory Lanez's team is trying to act like she was the one who shot Megan. One headline from Rolling Stone says this: Megan Thee Stallion's friend, obviously Kelsey Harris, to testify that she saw Tory Lanez fire the gun. Now, District Attorney Alexander Bott said this in their opening statement. Kelsey will tell you that she just saw her close friend get shot by the defendant. In court on Tuesday, the DA displayed 3 text messages that Kelsey Harris sent to Megan's bodyguard, Justin Edison, in the 5 minutes following the shooting. Help! Kelsey texted Edison at 4:27 a.m. on July 12, 2020. Tory shot Megan. The next line read. 911, the third bubble read. The DA also revealed that Tory made a recorded jail call to Kelsey Harris that was tantamount to a confession. The DA also said that Tory tried to smooth things over with Megan in a text message to her that said this: I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, shit should have never happened, and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible because I genuinely just got too drunk. The DA also said that one day later at about 3:30 p.m., Justin Edison, remember Justin is Megan's bodyguard, went to Tory's residence to get some of Megan's belongings. He said the bodyguard will testify that Peterson essentially confessed he was the shooter. The DA said Justin will tell you that the defendant admitted much of what he already admitted in the call and the text, that he was the trigger man that night, that he did the shooting, saying that, oh, well, I was shooting in the air or at the ground, but essentially that he was the shooter. In court, Megan said, I was sick after reading Tory's text messages and thinking to herself, why are you bothering me? Why are you being weird? You know you shot me. So I don't care. And we didn't even talk about what Megan said for real yet. So, and that's just the facts. The basic facts that you need to understand before we get into analyzing all this shit. I'm gonna be switching between the LA Times, Law and Crime, and Rolling Stone as we get into it. So Megan said this whole story has not been about the shooting. It's only been about who I've been having sex with. When people talk about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot, all the headlines are Megan Thee Stallion is on trial and I'm not on trial. As I said in the beginning of this video, Tory is fighting against the goddamn state in this court case. Megan said on Tuesday that she was driving away from a party at Kylie Jenner's house with Tory, his bodyguard, and her former longtime friend Kelsey Harris when an argument erupted inside their SUV. Tory became upset that Megan had asked him to leave the party, she said on Tuesday. Then Tory turned around and told Megan she needed to, quote, stop lying to Kelsey Harris about their relationship. Megan told the court that she and Tory had become friends and bonded over the loss of their mothers in the months before the shooting. They also occasionally had a sexual relationship. Kelsey Harris apparently had a, quote, crush on Peterson, according to Megan. And after the revelation about their sex lives, the argument spiraled out of control. Tory called both women bitches and hoes and all this stuff, and the two apparently began bickering over their musical career. So Law and Crime, switching. Law and Crime says this: Megan said she knew Harris had a crush on Tory Lanez, and Megan didn't want her to know that I dealt with him in any way. Megan said, I've never dated anyone Kelsey dated in my whole life, and Kelsey never dated anyone that I dated. But all of this goes back to the first point that she made, is that it doesn't matter what Megan decided to do with her body, but what she decided to do with her goddamn pussy, she got shot. And y'all are acting like she didn't. A lot of people are acting like she didn't. A lot of people are acting like she lying. And it's just like, with all the things that I just said, I'm not even done yet. It's like, you're gonna look in Megan's face and say that she fucking lying. Text messages, all type of shit, calls and all type of shit. Get out my fucking face. Get out my face. If she fucked the entire fucking state of Texas, if she fucked all of fucking LA and Houston, it doesn't fucking matter. And if you're mad that you got a crush on somebody and she fucking them, that doesn't fucking, she got shot. She got shot. What are y'all talking about? Law and Crime said that Megan said that the shooting happened after Tory Lanez angrily called she and Harris some names. Like I said, we bitches and hoes. And Megan exiting the Escalade, but she also realized when she was outside that she was in a thong and looked, quote, crazy at the time. When I'm, quote, literally on the brink of being so famous right now. She didn't want bad publicity and wanted to get back in the car, but she heard Tory Lanez and Harris really screaming to the top of their lungs at each other. And she said, quote, no, I'm over it. I don't want to be in this argument anymore. I started walking away from the car and I hear Tory say, dance, bitch. Gunfire immediately followed, she said. And this is what she said, quote, I'm in shock, I'm scared, I hear the gun going off, I can't believe he's shooting at me. So back to the LA Times, girl, we are moving, okay? The group drove away from the area with Megan trying to take care of her bloody wound with towels in the back seat. Megan said Tuesday that Tory immediately promised each woman $1 million if they did not tell police about the incident. Megan did not initially report the shooting. On Tuesday, Megan repeated her assertion that she did not feel comfortable talking to the LAPD, especially in summer 2020 in the wake of the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. She said, at the time, we are at the height of police brutality. I felt like if I said this man just shot me, they might shoot first and ask questions later. She ultimately reported the attack days later, and then in an Instagram live, we know that she publicly accused Tory Lanez. From Law and Crime, Megan said, I don't know if they're gonna shoot first, ask questions later, like she said, I don't want to die, and she also didn't want anyone else to die. And then she said, within the black community and my community, it's not acceptable to be cooperating with police officers. That's number one. And then she said number two is her fear of police violence. She also explained why she didn't tell the medics, saying when you come out as a woman and say this man did this to me, you can end up being maligned. She referenced a big boys club within the hip hop industry that reacts like, I'm telling on one of y'all friends and now you all about to hate me. Okay, moving back to LA Times. Pete also spoke about how the shooting had ruined her relationship with Kelsey Harris. Now this is what I find interesting, who is expected to testify later this week. Kelsey supposedly met up with Tory in the days after the shooting, which Megan took as a, quote, betrayal. The two have not spoken since 2020, Megan said. Prosecutors plan to call Kelsey Harris to corroborate a text message she sent identifying Peterson, Tory Lanez, as the shooter. And the reason I find this interesting because it's like, okay, Kelsey, why were you meeting up with Tory after you just texted Megan's bodyguard that he shot Megan? Like, I understand why Megan would see that as betrayal. And now his legal team is about to throw your ass under the fucking bus. They trying to throw your ass under the bus saying that you're the one who fucking shot Megan. Now you gotta come to the fucking stand. Now you gotta come defend yourself. It's like, that shit is crazy as hell. All for some peen. Back to Law and Crime. Megan Thee Stallion testified Tuesday that Tory Lanez and his supporters are trying to turn him shooting her into a sex scandal that victimizes him. She laments the tabloid-style coverage of Lanez's criminal assault case that shames her quote, for being a grown woman having sex and all the speculation about her sex partners. She said, I don't understand why that matters. I've been turned into some kind of villain and he a victim. This has messed up my whole life. She said that people call this trial, Tory Lanez trial, the Megan Thee Stallion trial, but I am not on trial, like I said before. She was asked how the shooting has affected her physically, and Megan said she underwent physical therapy, but to this day can't really feel the left side of my foot because of damaged nerves. The back of my feet are always sore, but I still just push through that. And I can't imagine having to deal with all that shit. You in them heels, you on stage and shit, twerking, all that shit. Like, it's just absolutely, it could have been so much. It's just worse. Imagine, the two-time Grammy winner also shared her shame over having to publicly admit she had sex with Lanez. She said, quote, because it's disgusting at this point, how could I share my body with somebody who would shoot me? Megan said that, and the pushback from within the industry. And quote, I feel disgusting, I feel dirty, I feel like I don't matter. She says she feels like she, quote, can't even hold a conversation, quote, for an extended period, and referenced the vitriol she constantly endures from people who support Lanez. She said, I wish he would have just shot and killed me if I knew I was going to have to go through this torture. And then this last one is from Rolling Stone. She said, that man was never my ex, never my man. Still, she believed at the time of the shooting that she shared a real connection with Tory Lanez because they had bonded over, like I said before, losing their mothers. I thought he knew me, she said, and I never would have thought that he would have shot me at all. I never put my hands on this man. I never did anything to him. There was an argument. People argue every day. Friends argue every day. So I know that was a lot, and I also know that obviously this trial is not over. We gotta wait for Kelsey Harris to come up and run her mouth. But it's just like, when you see all these facts in front of your fucking face, like when you see all this shit that happened, like I said, the calls that exist, recorded calls that exist, the text messages that people can fucking pull up, the stories that are lining up, the reason why Megan did not feel comfortable reporting shit, saying shit, the exact reasons why she did not feel comfortable at first reporting this shit, talking about it, telling people that medics, police that she'd been shot, is currently, you're showing her why she was uncomfortable with doing that shit right now. And then, like, I'm going to reiterate, like I said before, and then for Tory to have this consistent history when it comes to him being a violent ass terror, you know what I mean? A menace. He just had to settle out of court for assaulting somebody named Prince from some reality show. Wasn't he wearing an Apple fucking monitor for assaulting August Alsina or whatever? And now this Megan case. It's just like, y'all have to be, the reason why y'all want Megan to be lying so bad is because you see, and the reason why it feels like, for some black men, the reason why it feels like or why y'all are online talking about, oh, this is an attack on all black men, it's because you see yourself in Tory Lanez. It's because you spend your time being violent to all of your communities around you, bitch. Black women, black queer people, black trans women, like you spend your time being violent to these people, knowing that these communities a lot of times are not taken seriously, are pushed to the side, their stories not taken seriously, right? Knowing that, so thinking that you can just do whatever the fuck you want to these communities to get the fuck away with it, when you see a black man about to be held accountable for the same kinds of shit that you do, of course it's gonna fucking hit a nerve. Of course you bitches are gonna be in the comments acting like dumbasses because obviously specifically the men that do this, before y'all get mad, before y'all get in my fucking comments, of course the hit dog is gonna fucking holler. You know, understanding what that woman has been through, like all the deep kind of trauma, losing family members, all type of shit. And then she said repeatedly that she just had connections, she was trying to make some kind of, feel something. You know, she was making connections with the wrong people, especially after you experienced all that fucked up shit. But yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's really crazy to see some of these niggas acting so stupid in the face of hard, cold facts, like in the face of phone records and phone calls, and like putting two and two the fuck together, pointing out who Megan fucking, who she not fucking, trying to figure out who she is fucking. What does that have to do with her getting shot? What does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with Tory Lanez facing the consequences for shooting up somebody, shooting at somebody, shooting up somebody? Like, what does that have to do with it? But like I said, for the people who run their lives off violence, for the people who are, you know, consistently abusive, for the people who think they can get away with this shit because of the kind of communities that they are abusive to. Of course this shit stings. Of course it does. Because some of y'all act the same fucking way that Tory does. Literally while she was walking up to the courthouse in that purple, some man was talking about, oh, Megan, why you lying on that boy? Why you lying on that boy? Like, let's use our fucking brains for 5 seconds. Somebody with a history of being fucking violent and vile versus this case where we got calls and text messages and fucking videos and all that type of shit. Like, who you think is lying for real? And it's crazy. Like I said, the facts really don't matter, because all this misogyny, all this slut shaming and thinking that actually is supposed to mean that what does that mean? She deserves to get shot? Like, what do you mean? What are y'all saying when y'all bring up she fucking, who she fucking, or who she not fucking, or who y'all think she fucking? Like, does that mean that she deserves to experience gun violence? Y'all, unserious bullshit. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Obviously, we're gonna keep up with it. Megan says she want this man to be under the jail, and it's just like, get his ass out of here. Get his ass out of here. On that note, love y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Make sure you check out my Patreon. Just put up a podcast up there on Tuesday, and my other channel. All that is in my description, like I said. And also make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.